in the near future, I'll be able to have meaningful conversations with people, and we won't have to discuss a lot of what I had to do for us to be able to live meaningful lives. Um, if one person, okay, chooses to stand for the Lord's Prayer, and nobody else stands with them, okay, and then he's the living correction of the manipulation of words, so we can use the real meaning of words to save children from genocide. He's the chosen one. Okay. Do you understand? I was explaining that to my dad over there. He gets mad at me, boy. He rolls his eyes at me and thinks I'm arrogant and cocky. And I sit there and I told him, I said, Dad, I understand exactly why Jesus told me. You know, if I was Jesus, the only person I would trust to do this would be me, because I'm the only one that's doing it and the only one that will. And he gets mad. He rolls his eyes. And I have to keep talking, and I can't just yell at him and cuss him out. I have to keep talking to him and get him to understand. Okay. If one man stands up for the Lord's Prayer and no one else does, he's the chosen one. And he's doing that which is right. And everybody else is doing that which is wrong. Okay. And that's the truth. I am the way, the truth, and the life. All right. And in the future, because of this abuse inflicted on people like my father by the Rockefeller Foundation and McCarthy and Patton and Roosevelt and all the rest of those Peckerwoods on the Pussy Plantation. Okay, when that is laid to rest, which is happening right now, okay, in this current state of being in our lifetimes, okay, then in the future, we won't have to have these conversations, and I won't have to have my dad roll his eyes at me because he thinks I'm trying to replace Jesus, his God, with my ego. And then you just tell him, you want to tell Rockefeller's ego to go fuck itself to death, and money's not real, so we don't have to pay him to do it. Okay, just live the Lord's Prayer of Jesus Christ. And it's frustrating because you have to keep just patiently trying to help people. Well, if people were drinking themselves to death and you could talk them out of it, and patiently and lovingly do it, wouldn't you do it? If your child was snorting cocaine because life wasn't worth living because he couldn't have sex with this girl because he didn't have enough money for her to have sex with him, wouldn't you say, hey, let's live the Lord's Prayer? And then, and someday someone will look at me the way I'm looking at you someday. Then I might find I didn't want you in a way because I don't worry, because mama said there'll be days like this. There'll be days like this. My mama said, right? Okay. So, it was interesting. A lot of those old videos, a lot of them had a lot to do with Miss Lopez. And I don't think she would be comfortable in an emotional or an affectionate relationship with me. That's just my personal assessment. Because I know if someone was very correct and very right, and I misjudged him, and then I helped head fuck it. Well, I engaged in head fucking him and didn't do anything for 15 years to help him live the Lord's Prayer while he was suffering and being abused. I don't think I'd be comfortable in the same room with him, with Kate and Emily. And she's 18 now. Yeah. She's 18. Crumb's 14. Patrick's in his 30s. All the people that I tried to protect Natalie from, tried to make it look like I was a pervert that wanted to get rid of her mother so I could have a sexual relationship with her. That's pretty gross. No, I've connected to her, her husband, if it's her husband or whatever, a lot, and I know how he feels about her. He likes waking up in the morning with her. He likes being around her. He likes her sense of humor, and she's so pretty, and he just loves her, and likes being around her. And so, if someone took that away and abused it, because he put in a lot of effort to be around and have this relationship, that you feel like you want to die if someone tries to take that away from you. Like Sometimes in Winter by Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And I was like, I totally understand, kiddo, I felt that way for a week with Yolanda Denise Gilliard. But she called me a loser after I talked to her on the phone, and I told her, Law, just come out here and live with me. We'll make it work. We'll just be together. We'll be responsible. We don't have to have kids right away, but let's just love me, and I love you as much as we can in this hell. And I told her, I said, my grandmother, okay, Grandma Kramer from Germany, okay, had to leave Germany because of her connection to Jewish people, okay, and leave behind the Blue Danube and leave behind Germany and stuff and come here to live. And the people like her, okay, in Germany, they didn't have any legal representation, and they took their human rights away, and they slaughtered many of them, millions of them, okay, and liquidated their money assets. So money doesn't keep us safe, and money isn't protection or security. So just come out and love me, and let me love you. And she didn't understand. Okay, and I've had this kind of conversation. This was when I was in. They have, well, if it's still there, I don't know if it is. They recorded it. It was on a Pentagon monitored phone at a dorm room at Pope Air Force Base, and that's pretty much how the conversation went. Like, I've been in this pretty much close to this intelligent most of my whole life. Okay? I've been able to explain to people their ignorance, their tribalism, their aggressiveness, their abuse from the time I was a little boy. Okay? Like I did with Spencer J. Kimball at almost 3 years old, going on 4. About watching the Lone Ranger and Tonto and how it's wrong to pagan ritual sacrifice somebody to save a disgusting person, okay, from their sin and their guilt, right? So I was, no. I sat and listened to the man, and I'm like, went home and declared him insane. Like any sane, rational person would do. And I was 3 years old, going on 4. And my mom was sitting there, my sister Linda, and my dad, I still remember, no, Earl, you don't get it. He's right. And trying to explain to a 3-year-old, it's like, no, it's like those creepy movies Linda watches on TV with Rod Serling, Night Gallery, and all that pagan ritual and devil sacrifice. We have to sacrifice this virgin to the beast. It was like, no, these are creepy. That's creepy. You do not teach that to children, especially during Easter. I want to get my Easter eggs and my chocolate bunnies and jelly beans and shit. That's what Easter's all about to us American wackadoodles. So, guys, I know he meant for this to be a death trap. Okay. Las Cruces and the military corridor of the Southwest is a death trap. Because when that man Dana, who is a hitman for the mob in Sierra Vista, told me, okay, that it's a safe zone in Sierra Vista and Las Cruces, that meant it's a safe zone for hitmen for the mob. Okay. I didn't understand. It was like a safe zone. That sounded good to me. I was like, oh, wow, a safe zone. How nice. A safe zone for John Wick, a former murderer for the mob. Oh, that sucks. So your next door neighbors are administrators for genocide for corporations. They come here and they start a church and they retire and they want to get you into the fold. And they want to continue the business. This is a safe zone where they can retire and their kids can be safe from assassination attempts from people in the Middle East that they mass murdered by the millions to give you cell phones and video games. I sat and watched the restoration of those videos. I just don't have the resources or the patience to do that. So we're not going to take apart that Xboxes and try to repair them. And besides, all we have to do in the future is if there's any good games left over, like NCAA football 2011 or 12 with Corso and Nestler and Herb Street, okay, you can put it on a hard drive in a game like they do the crappy. They give you those Xbox, those PS2s and PS1s that you can get the little mini ones and stuff, and they put the worst, crappiest games on them. They put on Tekken and Mortal Kombat and Grand Theft Auto, and he puts all that work in to restore that Xbox One, and then he goes and plays this game where you're taught to murder. Okay, it's like all that work and all that, it's like that's just not worth it. If I could pay NCAA PS2s or NCAA football 2011. Or did they make a 12? I don't know. 2011 on a PS2 thing like the ones they sold at Walmart? Excellent. Yeah, but you can't. They won't do that because of name, image, and likeness. That's horrible. I know. You can't play real fun games where you don't have to do marketing. College football is not any fun anymore. It's Madden. You have to negotiate deals. Your kids get bitchy. They leave all the time. Damn, it's worse than the NFL. It's worse than the NFL. Okay? College football is now worse than the NFL. You can't keep a team together for 4 years at a time. Even if they like each other and stuff like that, the kid's going to look at each other. I love to stay here at New Mexico State, but I got to go to Vanderbilt because they gave me a big bag of money. I get $2 million a month. All the New Mexico State can afford to give me is $500,000. Money's not real. Forgive debt and trespass, love one another, faithful peace. This is, Las Cruces is a temple Set Illuminati death trap. Okay? And I am the focal point of the death trap. I am the way, the truth, and life. I am the light and the way. None unto living the perfect, immaculate faith of Father Abraham except done through me. Okay. If you deny children that, the technology is observing, understanding natural laws. Every time it tries to help obey natural laws, the people that are not submitting to faith in the glory of God shut down the computers. I've been doing this for a long time, okay? Because I'm a perfect man like Job or Jonah or David. Okay? David is a perfect man. You have to go back. Don't listen to Michael Youssef. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He didn't stand up to stop Goliath from raping everybody and then have his best friend's dad try to kill him and then have to go hide from his best friend's dad and have Michael Youssef say he got Jonathan to lie to Saul and he was hiding in the cave because he was bad. It's like, you're a pussy who will lay down and take the dick for money and then put virtual presence devices into people's houses to mass murder them for political, social agendas over economics. What do you know about being like King David? Michael Youssef, shut the hell up. You are a bitch. Okay? Anybody that I'm critical about, okay? If you can't accept me being critical of you because I hope that you could step up and live the Lord's Prayer with me and you refuse to and you have your children refuse to too, you might want to take it to heart that I mention you and think that maybe he could change. Maybe maybe his daughter could change it. Maybe Sasha could walk in there and say, Dad, Mom, seriously? Man the fuck up and stand up for the Lord's Prayer today. Don't wait till tomorrow. It may not come for you. You might end up getting killed by your technology and not having the capacity to clone. Get your shit straight. Your grandkids want to meet you. Love you guys, all right? Peace, man.